Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to I almost said Asia Story because that's the music is coming from. But no, the adventure in the TARDIS. That's gonna be later tomorrow when we are gonna record Asia Story.
Okay.
But I mean, there is gonna be some investigation going on, so we are not that far off. Also, this music still reminds me of the Lion King for some reason. But yeah. Hey everybody, I am Tashi, and on the other side of the call is the author of this story, Press Call.
Hello.
Oh no, I lied. I know, he is right there, behind the text, so you can see him.
It's a secret to everybody.
So you are Mirage. I mean, in a sense you are because you written her character.
Yes.
So today we are confronting a platform and today's keyword is quick comes. Which I am not gonna show up. There is no way. Oh no. Yeah, I forgot I resetted my cookies. So everything that I set up is not the right size again. What was a little bit smaller? Let's format this. Format everything. Around this size? I'm asking you how much you can read.
Oh, pretty good when the internet clears up, the signal.
Okay, so this is the size we are gonna use. I don't know if it was. Sadly, my browser forgot everything. But hopefully everything is fine. Also, did I use the pencils? I think I didn't use. It looks different for me. I think I used a different one, but fine, we are using this.
Well, it's legible.
Yeah, enough of this for us. Let's start comforting a plot hole. My princess and I are following one of my secret home marks, who is following the scent of the mark. I hid with the device that I gave Faith and much earlier. The two stupid idiots who told us they can get the mark across me. By now, it looks like they have taken the device to the hidden gem mine. I mean, they have already used it. It's likely that they are unaware I am following a hidden sand, and I have unexpected makeup. But they planned something. They heard about you, and they saw you. So far, the sand has led us beyond the border of Canterlot. We have to scale pathway down the mountain. Then the capital city of Westia carries to the side of. So far, our tech isn't too difficult. If I have to, I can transform the silhouette into a form that can more easily scan this cliff. But by taking the path that I quite took, it has to be possible for them too. And we are seeing why along the way. There actually is a hidden trail here. Yeah, I feel like the Let's just run bigger. Yeah, let's go with 2. And this should be definitely available. Because I cannot make it bigger. It's bigger. And I think this was the font size we used.
Thank you.
Since there seems to be no other pony here, either who can eavesdrop, are you sure about that? Just see the pony appears? I'm finally convinced that it is time to engage these two without too much concern. I don't remember their voices. I think the big guy actually had the small voice and the small guy had the big voice. Just to make things stupid.
Oh, a wise guy, huh?
You okay there, big guy? I inquire. I make fun of them. No, it was her saying it. I inquire back to grab some first. In response, he's laughing at me. I mean, we don't know what form she is in at the moment. As if it's not in this God that I could ever even consider him in danger for his life. To defend my concern, I remarked by saying, this path is not sufficient for little police like us, but you are one working mood. Happy to have me at that. Are you sure you are fine? Yeah! It's fine. My friend assured me from a side lead in this party. My friend and I have been to a lot together, and he had been to a lot before that. Trust me when I say this is nothing to him. So I'm gonna assume that Prince Charming has introduced him as a business partner. Okay, then I stand with the connection. I was checking. Yeah. And change of subject. I want to ask you something. I moved to my page directly. Good. He might. The careful steps around the connect. They just let yacht out over the careful bit. There is something on my toes and it is annoying me. You are probably hearing that as well. I definitely hear it. What thing is that obstacle? Get back a bit further than looking back as he said. Careful, that's having a bit tricky. Be sure to grab the ledge and do some passing. If need me, I'll give you the support. Okay, so she is in a form that can't use magic. From what I can say. And definitely not a Pegasus, because then he would just say that, oh, just fly over it.
Yeah.
I got it. I share my page. I'm not too concerned with this place. If need me, I can transform into a bird or Pegasus. or something before I hit the ground. I can even transform into an icon if I wanted to.
Which also implies she's currently not in those forms. That every one of those she specified.
Oh my god. I think I misunderstood everything. Karksop is the Minotaur.
Correct.
For some reason, I thought that was the big guy from the enemy.
That'd be Biggs.
Yeah, because before that, they was talking about them. That's why I messed up. I thought that the big guy was with them and leading them to the thing.
Which, no.
But after she was very open about, oh yeah, I can just turn into anything. That is my end then. No, yes, them. They were talking about the other guys, but they are not here yet. Actually, a YouTube ability might make sense with approval. And it doesn't helpful in every situation though. It doesn't always much to stand out too much, especially in the spy business. To that, I agree, and I make my way around the ticket ledge with no problem. In that, my face lost in approval that makes its way onward. I follow, but I hesitate at the some, and I look back, and watch how our outrailing hulking minotaur there's an obstacle. Like I said earlier, he is more top heavy than any of us, and the ledge forces him to lean over the enemy, as he maneuvers to start past it. Yeah, but you forgot one thing. He has hands. He can grab the ledge.
Claws, in fact, actually.
The Osman also has as well.
Hmm.
He managed to pull it also. Most likely it is, of his most interesting strong game. He has on the rock as his assassin. There you go. Anyway, I take an adventure to on to follow my pins. I wanted to ask you why you wanted to convince my boss and none of his agents aside from me to wake up from this mission. Once we need them? Also, weren't they necessary before in the previous timeline? I mean, maybe not, but they were there. But tell me why we start happening here. In the previous timeline, no business shapeshifting monster from the future was here yet, aside from you. My face explained to me. I'm not here to guard just you, my dear. I'm merely here to guard the timeline itself. By convincing him to let us go for this, I limit the exposure to this new rogue element in this time. Too late! It is a butterfly effect. You change ultimately you change everything already. Considering all that, my main problem here was his last request. I suddenly understand his position, particularly since the entire point of your agency is to currently protect Equestria from the threat of dangerous monsters. But his last request of me was to give him any information we encounter about this new monster. Notably, a monster that shouldn't even be in this time period. It's too early for Smile to learn about the species, because they wouldn't be smiling anymore. Doing so might be deceptive to the timeline too. Yeah, because then your attack would be stopped immediately before you did so. later on. I mean, they are still definitely learning it before this time happened.
Long before, yes.
I mean, I'm gonna imagine that she's gonna show off her new powers in the beginning, and might even be step out of the smile in the beginning until leaving them.
Being a former agent of that agency, she also knows how to hide from them too, what their tricks are, until they update them.
What are you going to do then? Lie to my boss? I mean, that's what he did. I asked. If so, I need to warn you. Some members of my agency have lie detection path on medical devices that can basically solve at the same person. You probably understand why as a spy agency would be interested in such paths and devices. I mean, law.
Yeah?
But those paths can be changed. They can lie. But if you make yourself believe what you are saying, then it's not a lie in your personal mind. And we know that the Time Lords have a memory manipulation pad. Just like the spies have too.
You might also give honest and misleading wording.
Yeah. I mean, if he suddenly thinks that he is not lying, just not saying everything, then the lie detection spell will not pick that up. That does not surprise me at all, which leads me with a conundrum. My face tells me the conundrum and this the look on his face. I would rather not lie to him if I don't have to. Especially if he has the means to pretend to lie anyway. I mean, you can literally say that. Ah, why are you lying? Because I'm a tablet, I keep the future and I can't tell you anything else. And the detective is like, yeah, he's telling the truth. Then they will not ask anything more, because they know that time you shouldn't play with time. Both the fact and the right we have may tell us if a knowing lie is spoken, not what the truth is said. I form my opinion just in case it helps him with this decision. I mean, yeah, that's not a director. I mean, that's fine as well, until it was over. That's not a chance. I mean, to ask about memories, doing my everything with him, when I meet him next. Literally what I said, right? I made 3 years. Either that or avoid him entirely. If you already do my mission, then use the maxim to get out before I can disclose too much information. You are forgetting something, Prince. You might need to alter her memory as well. Because they might aim the lie detector on her.
He promised you do that up front with her.
Yeah, but when I meet him next, first. Oh, that might work, but by asking him to make off with any makeup, we have more attacking point power for the remainder of this mission. I want my praise. I am well aware of that. You showed me. He told you to make your silence to your agency if the mission requires it. I can do the same if it really becomes necessary. But this way, there's an alien species. I mean, in this moment, it is an alien species because it shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Have less chance to gain more zombie ponies.
Yeah.
I mean, Google at the bottom. Same thing. I mean, no. Zombie ponies are not thinking. Yours are. And they are following orders. So it's even worse.
That's a form that probably changes probably could fake.
Yeah. Of course, there are other aliens that I can call upon if it becomes necessary. Most of them are busy with their own mission though. So nice time to solo their mission. If it can happen. Anyway, I think I will need to give you the heads up about something. Before everything, the rogue and dispatch time travel encryption strategies should be here in the second way. Just leave me with a bit of mystery. For you see, the time period she was initially modeled to was around 88 years ago. I thought that was a lot longer. But then she wasn't young little girl either. Yet I was a fool or not here. I mean, we don't know how long a changeling lives. To begin with. So she's pretty darn old by now, I figure. I mean, once again, we don't know the age limit of that creature. By a standard of an acorn, she is young. By a standard of 40, she is old. By the standard of an age-less symbiote, it doesn't matter. Too old, in fact. My beside me with a glance back to me, when she went in mystified expression. Aside from our queen, my species should not possibly live this long. And if they can, we are talking about the far upper end of the adjusting life expectancy. Ah, so you know the life expectancy. You are putting them into the species of pony kind? I mean, in English, ponies, because human ponies don't live that long. I don't even know how long a horse lives to begin with.
I think I heard something about 30 years, maybe.
Yeah, it's a 35 years.
Okay.
But in the question, they are more like humans. In a sense. The shifting cycle should barely even be waiting, let alone moving around so much. Because remember, to the best of my knowledge, they have been living in this world the long way ever since she was smuggled into the past. Wow! I say momentarily about that. In that case, how do you think this is possible? I paid the zoom, looking where he was going, and I zoomed his journey. As he does, he said back to me over his left shoulder. Dark magic, I presume. There are quite a number of spells and devices in the history that can extend one's lifespan to unnatural degrees. If we are talking about dark magic, though, then the typical strategy for such magic to pull this off needs to be to train something from other victims. So once again, you are literally kind of objecting yourself because you know that the species are actually learning something to begin with. Energy of some kind. It can take many forms, just like the whole species.
Yeah.
Oh! I made the realization. That makes the scepter she had. Maybe not more than simply create powerful illusions. No, maybe it can also learn something from the victim. With the entirety of effect, and use its energy to unnaturally extend the user's lifespan. No, you have played way too much Orgasm Lumias. Maybe, but as far as my agency can tell, this is space-time variant constructed and used the scepter only recently. As a matter of fact, that is why I am here. You might be wondering, if we have access to a time machine, why don't we just go back in time and capture her, even when she goes any damage whatsoever? I'm assuming that because she has actually played part in history as well. That became a pillar in the timeline. A fixed time. Those has crossed my mind, I must admit. I confess. Well, personally, the time quarry the light are chasing the species that already has the natural gifted capacity to disguise themselves and infiltrate potentially the society. As such, she knows how to relish so truly that she can leave no noticeable trace in history for us to follow. Until now. Now, all of a sudden, her senses have reversed and became worse. That is the only reason we were able to trace her to this time period. I mean, yeah, if I was a lonely species who can live forever or very long, I wouldn't just say it out loud to everyone. I would hide the fact and just blend in as well.
Yeah, so like for most of that time she just avoided doing anything that would land her in the newspaper. So there's nothing in history to track.
I mean,
to figure out where she
are you
is.
sure there were newspapers back then?
Probably not. No, it really is not highly unlikely. But there is writing. Just probably not a printing press that'll easily spread it.
I mean, newspapers were a thing before the press, but most likely it was more word by word or flyers. Oh my goodness! I explained, and I realized something else. I continued carefully to follow my pin along this narrow path on the side of the mountain, and I tell him, I just realized something. This whole shapeshifter. She smiled upon one of your brothers in the past, right? So that means she's aware that such a vessel exists. At least one of them. Yes. Correct. One piece confirms, then Ed. And I see where you are going with this line of reasoning. But she thinks there's only two of them. It is that this time variant was laying low on purpose because feared that she could potentially be tagged by other time travelers. Because of that, she gave herself to the shadows until she thought she was ready for us. I mean, her aim was actually to get back at the master, right?
One would think though, so yeah, but also after the doctor because he killed the symbiote. and that's part of her memories now.
I
Symbiote,
mean,
actually, is what it, yeah.
did he kill the same bite? We
Well,
don't
no.
know.
Yeah, the Master's the one that did the actual injection of it.
I mean, at this point in time, there might not have been anything but left in that.
Yeah.
Uh, and I thought that at the time, the symbiote was already transferred over to another pony, who was then giving it to her later on.
Even a spawn could have lasted this long, but they could not create more spawns.
Yeah, so it must have been the symbiote.
Oh, and for a spawn to have lasted this long, it would need to continue feeding across that time.
Yeah? Normally so, because she is a changeling.
Mm.
Alright, I had to agree. As she collected all the parts she needed, disassembled the scepter, and then she decided to come out of hiding. In fact, later she's coming out of hiding and making a big splash all of a sudden, and because she specifically wants to be found by a member of your agency. The reason for that might be because she's trying to commandeer one of your ships. If she gets Hoover on that, or Hooves, not Hoover. Why did I hate Hoover? She might be thinking she can match with the timeline far more vastly. Yeah, that would be very hard to do. I mean, Mirage might be able to do the calculations.
Possibly, and Crackle doesn't realize how complicated it is. So, there's
Yeah.
nothing stopping her from making that conjecture.
She'll find ships more difficult to use and navigate, yes. But not
Right?
impossible. As a scouter, you might be right too far, and somewhat is are concerned. You should not necessarily know what I just told you. From her perspective, she might succeed in stealing and using one of our ships. He only knows about one of our ships for sure, but probably any of them will do, if they can accomplish the same thing. Sure. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you all of this is that you might be prepared for what we will face. Funnily enough, the title of this song is Joint Listening. So, this is the reason we are living it. We are facing off against a being who can change her shape into anything she wants. At the same time, though, he shouldn't be too old to be much of a threat just yet, and yet, he is anime for some reason. Whatever the reason is, it could be a threat we may later encounter, and that is why I want to give you the heads up. I'm told for a moment as we hold our silence for a few minutes. I am the first to make it by asking my pain. In this case, say we later catch up to her and apprehend her. What are your plans with her then? Do you have a time prison for such unruly criminals? I mean, whatever prison you are doing, you definitely have to. It definitely has to be unbreakable and fully sealed, because otherwise you get turned into a fly and fly out.
Yep.
Multiple options are available to us to deal with tests like this. I mean, there is one that we know of very much, so. Do I remember her name though? Good. There you go. I don't know how much you can see. How much you know about Star Force? That is one of the prisons that can probably hold a
Reminds me of
changeling.
reminds me of something Krypton has.
I mean, it's a crystal, so obviously,
Yeah.
yes. It's a crystal within the crystal. Generally speaking, most of the adventure in space are contained. In this case, she's an exception, because she is a displaced variant who is out of her native time. Accordingly, what I can tell you is, you won't leave her here in this one, the timeline, where she can look for the damage. Especially if she intends to do so on purpose. I see. I see. That makes sense. What about you then? As soon as I capture her, I will most likely move on from this time. I face answers. Okay, then I will stop you from capturing her. Then you will stay with me. Right now, I see no further, no reason to further stay here unnecessarily. When we are traveling through time, we have to be careful whom and how we expose ourselves as well. Usually the best policy is to limit the scope of our operations, according to what is necessary to succeed in our objectives. I mean, because of time magic, it is possible that her, as her own form, can still have some adventures with them. And then just erase their memories together. It's still a possibility at this point.
Could be, but the longer she stays with those adventures, the more it risks her dying, and that will definitely disrupt the timeline.
Take me with you! I want to make him, but I keep the thoughts in private for now. I don't want to sound like a riding fool. Or riding fool. Instead, I want to succeed with that goal, and it sounds like a mature adult, but I knew it. I want to earn his respect and love for me in return. Okay. That's the happiest music, right? I mean, that is her mind at the moment.
Do you have anything else that's good for like a mystery or investigation?
Yeah, then we can use the invitation team.
Okay.
No, not this one. That's not the one I'm searching for. The embassy team, we are not there yet. I am not finding any of the ones that I want to. We are in London now. There you go. Get some calm. But this is not what we want. And also have some investigation. That's fine. I press random button. Let's just do some mementos and that works. Yeah. I mean, there you go. No. That is the first version. That is the slower version of this one. I am not finding any of this. There you go. Just some mementos. So you are here, sure? It is down there. My main checks with me, and my most sand in front, and me hold front of, and me hold a hole in the ground. And they are looking at the golf hole. This is where the sand is leading us, I say with an amused liquor. Something amuse you? My face expired on me. I don't, they confirm. Actually, yeah, two things. First of all, do you know that in the diamond North Pole, right? I mean, they might be using diamond North to find diamonds, crystals.
To find precious gems?
Yeah? No, precious crystal. Actually, let me take this first. Do you know what a diamond ring is? I mean, not as me. Off to my right, well, right side. My girls are weight behind us, patiently and quietly as usual. I mean, also said, I'm familiar with them, and that with them on several occasions. Some even own their shops in Southern Arabia. Then you also know what the spelling means, then ask me. I figure it again. You are want to speak, right? Later on. And then further away, then the favorite gems, I think, Ed. So what whoever this similar gang is, they use this strategy for employing diamond nodes, finding a gem mine. Win only knows what they offer those nodes in exchange. I mean, Fedorwin would be nice, good to come here and then, and that's the win. I mean, it is not really hard to imagine what they offer those nodes. You give us the location, we are gonna mine it, and you are gonna get a cut of it. That's it. Because
That makes sense.
the gems are not really mineable. Only my unicorns who are not here.
Yeah, that would be a form of payment that Diamond Dogs would be very much interested in.
Yeah.
Other than maybe basic necessities like food and water.
I mean, they can link, but they are not really miners. I get more serious than nature. Lemon knows I sell Leon. They must look for a jam accession to nurse Earth. If, however, they found the mine made of harder substance, like 90% of the mine is made of solid stone, then Lemon noticed the physical limit. They were too large to know their own god, further than the successfully lead to a few feet of solid stone. Which is rare for this plant, techniques, and the measures take over. Amazing realizes, as he rubs his bottom chin. Does he have another chin?
Well, maybe it's rubbing the bottom end of the chin.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. It's all starting to make sense now. Lavender must have seemed off this guy too. He misses as he realizes something else. He now looks at me with left side as here. By the way, do we know the name of this gang? Or anything about them? Actual name? No, not yet. I answered my pen. We do know they recently found a gem mine near Catalog. I answered above us. And the city of references. Other thing we do know. This is a very organized crime syndicate. Once again, what they are doing at the moment is not criminal. Furthermore, some people within their organization have very deep pockets. I mean, they have a whole mine. If I found a mine that I know that it wasn't mined out, and it has a very precious mineral, I would probably empty my pockets to mine it as well. And also get all the, let's say, paperwork done to be sure that it's legal. Which, what I'm saying is, I think they actually have the paperwork ready as well. So you have nothing other than them stealing the tool. They have done nothing wrong. I will move in a small circle. That's about all we are certain of, save for the fact that I know they had mixed and veg. I mean, do you know that? Are you sure that they didn't run part of the organization to begin with? I mean, we know that they weren't, but what about you? Also, okay. I'm going far away. I think beyond that is speculation for now. I peer down the hall, then listening look. Which is why, well, my mission is to recover the identity. Soon, we might discover which gang we have been dealing with.
So they're looking at a plot of land that has a hole in it.
Yeah? They are looking at the plot hole. I am back with Sue. Alright, we find my page with an accessing node. I hit on the roof to the ground. You said there were two things that amused you about this situation. You mentioned one of them. What is the second? I mentioned almost something again as kept some behind us, and allowed. The fact that it is hole in this boat over land is too small for a large friend here. I mean, can't you just turn him into a pony as well? Or a small and think your man size minotaur? Normally, I would agree. A prince mentioned openly. If it's modern, there probably are other horse and turtles down there. He would grant a chance to his crew. Then it is a wing. It's possible for him at all. Normally, you would agree? If I mentioned him, the same thing. Well, you are Indian Ladybug, are you not? I mean, ask me. Let me again. Your reputation precedes you. Among those stats include the fact that you can test from other beings in addition to yourself. I mean, didn't you say it before? Or maybe no, he didn't. He kept it off close to your hooves.
Yeah, she did not say that to him. But it might be known in some social circles.
Like in the
This
future.
this guy's pretty well informed. And he did his homework, too.
I went in my eyes, silent him. And I asked him, "Oh, you knew that? I thought you didn't, and I didn't bring it up yet." Which is precisely why I didn't bring it up earlier either. I mean, it's fate. But now, we are at a bit of an impasse if we don't explore this option more truly. Aside from that, it probably would be more prudent if we proceed on by in this guide anyway. I mean, yeah, you are a potential seller for the gang, so it would be very safe if you work on them. But can she make this information for everyone at the same time?
Yes. Twilight pulled that off, so I know she can, too. And, Crackle's better at the spell than Twilight was at the time. Because this is a version of Mare that's practiced for years with that spell. And used it frequently.
I mean, when this is forward, ooh, and you see the page, and I say, well, if two of you know what this is anime, I see the point in getting it further. You might as well avoid as have tweet whenever it's convenient. If I do this, I would like to ask you a question about our time. Sanctuary. Good. My pin is right. And she brings up the gun and shoots him. You said she is a natural shapeshifter, I mentioned. He agrees with a lot. Well, that means the method of transformation is different from my own, I add. I'm guessing your method is more innate, something your body can naturally do. He looked again, as he said. Magic is involved in the process. In the species it was a vein of magic, also in an environment where all forms of magic are not possible, then doing so would refer her to a true form, and she would be unable to change from there. I mean, we don't know about this one, but yeah, sure. And we know one more thing that they don't.
What's that?
That the magic stopping crystals don't work on that species. They
Yeah,
can still use magic.
those ones don't. Perhaps something else could, but those ones don't. In fact, they wouldn't stop their changeling magic at all. They could use their telekinesis too, or whatever other
Yeah,
spell they can cast.
the teleport is indeed innate within her body. She does not require a spell to accomplish this, nor does it need concentration that I am aware of. That is good to know, I suppose. I see the intake tone. In that case, this leads to my next question. If she isn't casting a spell to avoid this transformation, does that mean she can change any body at this form? I mean, probably not. I mean, she could if she knew your spell. Probably.
There's one more way she could, and that's only, but that's only if she's the new host of the symbiote. Any spawn she infects will have 10% of her abilities. That includes shapeshifting.
Ah. But now that I think about it, I now see why the changelings are not using telekinesis and other magic, only just laser beams, maybe. Because for all the spells, you need concentration. And it's quite hard to do when you are always hungry. If you think about that. So even if they are possible, if it's possible for them to use magic, unicorn magic, they won't be able to concentrate as well.
Trying to think of instances where I saw changelings cast a hornbeam. Maybe Ferrex did it before, but the only one I know for sure that did is Chrysalis.
I mean, for her in your story makes a lot more sense because she was a pony before.
Trained by a secret
it.
agency.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which includes memory magic, which she used on Shining Armor.
And from all we know later on, if we are putting this into perspective, he literally got rid of all the pony forms that she had. She wants to get rid of all her past.
Could be.
That's why not teaching it to her spawns. Not skin, spawns.
Yeah.
My face nods at me again as he confirms. You are correct again, my dear. He has learned from Aliponias with her initial ability. They said she does have a horn, even in her base form, and it is actually impossible for her to cast unicorn magic or the like. Even though there are some other species, like a reindeer or certain goats, who can cast spells from horns as well, from their horns as well. Or certain goats like Koga.
Right. In fact, that's exactly what I was thinking there. There's also the what was it? The Chiron.
Again, well, they are not really reindeer.
Mhm.
However, to test from others, you have to get the right same spell than you do, or something equivalent to it. That's the only way she can test from others. If she does, it will have the same advantages and limitations as your spell. I reached for an eye flashed a shot, and I asked him. Is it probable that she doesn't have access to this spell? I don't know that for sure, but it is unlikely. My friend supposed to me. A few moments we could check around her that indicate he had another relationship with her. I look at the hole and I go a small grin. I enjoy hearing the fact that I have one less advantage over this new monster species. After a moment, I shake my head. Then I look at my face and I tell him, given all this fact, there are a few things you need to know about this plan. There is light, size, and limitations. After all, they will be in play for a mission ahead. Of course, Officer said with a patient note. Continue. If you are working towards plan, the form I think may depend on how much medical energy it costs. I inform him. My chromatic changes, letting my eye color, eye color, main, and tail color, hardly cost anything. I can alter my body weight and shape pretty well. Body weight and shape pretty well too, and the work is still minuscule. Basically, I'm organizing to polyform. I united and know that curves up behind us and that iron. Or you're in the same shape and species. I my page. Then the span is pretty cheap. One of my costs of one though is also a factor in ongoing costs. I also paid a price and I maintain a span. Yeah, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Upkeep.
Right.
The span is cheap. I can hold the artist's form for many hours. And then for 18 hours so far, I'm like, nice! Nice. Please comment. But if I assume the form of a powerful species, like a giant, or an icon, or an ant, which is funnily enough, he is closest the most, then,
Yeah.
then the upfront and ongoing cost is much higher. Furthermore, if I maintain this plan for others as well, then the cost is multiplied for each subject included in the plan. Furthermore, I generally can't change our form again after the transformation, unless the form I take also on the horn. Failing that, the only other form I can otherwise take is back to our different forms. If, however, the new form I take does include the horn, essentially the only reason we can change the forms again is because I have cast spell again. Basically, I can assume one new form each member of the group by casting this spell. I mean, can't you just do it yourself?
Yeah, she can't just keep changing form while maintaining the spell. She has to recast it in order to change forms.
Oh, to change.
Yeah.
I had it in, oh, I can only change everyone's form one by one.
Oh.
So the species and no appearance you transform us to all have to be the same. That makes sense for me. I shake my head, and I answer, no, fortunately I am not forced for us to all assume the same form of another species. Rather than that, what matters in this case is visual picture I concentrate on for each subject of the spell. Also, the more clear you can imagine the form, the cheaper the cost is gonna be. Since that is the case, it is easier for me to transform us all into the same species. This just makes it easier to visualize. Beyond that, I'm not really required to make us all merge and mice. Luckily you didn't say meat. Even it would be different. It can be a different form for each of us. Why not? Why don't you lie to me, mice? It's fun.
Those mice are hip. They got style.
I mean, yeah, professional.
Yep.
In terms of the duration of the spell, there's another option I have. I could invest a large pool of mana up front, more than is required in a second spell. So, of course. In the ending terms, you are upcasting this spell. If I knew the effect of the spell will linger until the extra mana I invested with the initial casting has been depleted. If I resort to this option, I can invest some concentrating on the spell, use the rest of energy I give in advance to maintain the spell effect for me. Yeah, just like when you are renting your home, you can pay up front as well.
This is the only way she can maintain her form while, like, being knocked unconscious or going to sleep.
I mean, yeah, you would probably want to do that. Also, if you are going into mines where we know there are magic interrupting crystals in there, do the lingering spell still go on?
I'll give you a simple example. If the spell up front would normally cost 1 MP, she can invest 8 to have it last for 8 hours, and then she doesn't even need to concentrate on it.
I know what upcasting is.
Yeah.
I mean, she still needs concentration, but not as much of a concentration. But yeah, no, the thing that I was asking is literally the other way, that we know that there are the magic interrupting crystals in there. If she knows it while being transformed, and probably upcasted it, so there is initial mana in there, will it disrupt the transformation? I would say no, because it is not a concentration spell at the moment.
Let's see if the next paragraph answers your question.
The downside of this, however, is that I lose control of the spell. Unless I use some other method to dispel it, the effect will continue, even if we want the spell to consume. Yeah, so you can upcast it to have a limited time that depends on the mana you put in, but then it is not a concentration spell. If you use the first method, then it's a concentration spell and you can stop it anytime.
Correct.
So I would say as a continuous spell, without concentration, it won't break it.
Yep.
I would say that the crystal
She'd probably still revert to her true form though, if she was outright killed, even if there was extra investment in the energy. It'd be like being a magical item. It's only enchanted as long as the object is not broken.
Yeah. I would say the crystal that is there is only stopping casting spells and concentration. The basic concentration. But once again, if you have a flame orb around you and it's not concentrated, then like, or not flame orb, let's just use the magic that Thunderwind already used before, the glow orb, the guiding light, which is not concentration spell. It
The
will not
second method
disappear.
the second method she's describing here, the upfront cost, where you paid extra to make it last longer, and you can do it without concentration. It's
Yeah.
similar to the potions that she was drinking earlier, because she had no control of that. The all the magic process was in the imbuing of with the potion when it was initially created. After that, when you drink it, and it lasts for 4 hours, and you cannot make it last 3 hours or 5. You're stuck with it exactly 4 hours,
Unless
whether
you
you
drink
wanted to or
another
not.
thing.
Unless you drink another, or you have some other method to dispel it earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm assuming they are gonna use the later method and they will not change back. Even with the magic crystal. If the alternate form item does not have a horn, I can figure out this spell either, or force a reversion. Because of that, I cannot consider this option too risky. It is the only way such effects can be maintained. Unless I am not in but I can't concentrate on it. That is when I fall asleep. Alright, I've been acknowledging with could have been none. Since you also said that this spell takes your concentration to maintain, then that is another layer of its weakness. I mean, does the changing transformation need concentration?
It was established earlier in this story, in this chapter, in fact. No, they do not. Because they shapeshift more naturally. It's not a spell, it's an ability that their
But
cells in their body can do.
but there are abilities
Though
that need concentration as well.
the uh, the cells do use magic in order to transform, but it's also more innate. So you can knock them around, and they have an easier time holding their alternate forms.
I'm trying to remember. Did they turn back into changelings when they looked unconscious? This would mean the two things. Two knowledge. Let me just go to the pictures. Wait a minute, as in the whole thing. Mythical eye.
Don't remember. Yeah, I do remember they were knocked away. It's also debatable whether they were knocked unconscious. They could have been just injured, but still awake and aware.
Mythical eye, that's that one. There you go! It is confirmation. They were not
No.
unconscious.
No, that's a bad example. Twilight forced a reversion with that spell she's casting right there. And I remember that one. She aimed initially at the top of the changeling, and then the beam traced down. Whatever that spell is, it forced a reversion.
Oh, that is a spell.
But the changeling also does look dizzy too.
But from all the pictures I see, they are looking them into changelings.
was that one shapeshifted in the first place, though? That's something we have to check about that. I'm not sure if all of them were shapeshifted when this attack happened, but maybe. Boy, look at Rarity's expression there. And the all-seeing Trixie in the background is watching all this displays you put in.
The best picture for this thing, there you go. That's not himself on there.
They didn't shapeshift in this case. In fact, I think they wanted others to see their true form to terrify them.
This is all the after.
Whoa. One of the Doctor's legs is kind of twisted in a weird way.
I mean, he was a human before, remember?
Yeah. Also, what is that? Scissors above his head? Oh, it's like from a sign in the background?
Yeah,
That's
it's the sign. It is the sign. Yeah, it's thing. I kind of remember that they were turning back when they hit them into chain link. But we don't know.
You had it highlighted right where you left off.
Yeah, you can test another spell that also requires concentration, while you are mitigating this one. Yeah, that is some D&D knowledge. I mean, you can guess, but it is gonna make the concentration for this one. Furthermore, you run the risk of losing your concentration under any circumstances that normal assessors need. If you do lose your concentration, then we simply revert to our true forms. Potentially, you could cast your spell again. Point. Assuming you have any magic left in you to do so. But by then, you would have revealed our true forms to any point you would present at that moment. I know, and I think you are mostly correct. Though the conveyance you mentioned, it is a bit wrong. In the fact that there are a few skilled wizards in the world who can concentrate on multiple spells at once. I mean, that must have been the legendary action then. From what I know, concentrating, you can only concentrate on one spell.
D&D, yeah. She's describing it in a question, though, as a little more dynamic, but it's kind of advanced to pull this off.
I mean, no, there's a way that can happen. Homebrew.
She's about to mention something about degrees too. If you concentrate on two spells and they're both very simple, then collectively they're a little harder. But that's how you can maintain concentration on both spells. But if one of them was a very powerful spell, then that one might be advanced, and it might require all of your focus just to maintain concentration on that spell alone.
Yeah. I mean, as DM, I would even add the rule on that if you are trying to concentrate on a new spell and making concentration on this one, it's gonna make you dizzy as well.
Yeah, if you can concentrate on multiple spells, it's just easier to break it because it's harder to concentrate on multiple spells.
I would probably say that, yeah, you can cast multiple concentration spells, but you have to roll every turn if your concentration is breaking or not, and you are gonna get dizzy if you break.
On top of that, if you actually are maintaining two spells, you'll have to keep paying the combined cost.
Yeah. But in the end you can't. Once again, most things can have legendary action that can compensate. There you go. They said I have cast and cast this pattern so many times that I have learned to specialize in it. You know that I have learned to hold my concentration more easily than I used to make when I first practiced with it. I mean that's until ever spell and everything.
She just got more proficient with this one spell.
Yeah. Since that is the case, I can concentrate on a specific spell. So and the other spell is concentrate on as well. Taking this for example, I can be the other form and maintain levitation, or something else at the same time. I would actually say that it is the same as cast for what the same as being. It's tricky. So I would say if you are concentrating on the transformation, and in your change form you are casting levitation, which is not a concentration spell to begin with, but if you want to cast something that needs concentration, it will still work because it will count concentration from your other stuff.
Levitation is definitely concentration. I have seen it get disrupted before, like when Sweetie Belle flicked Rarity's horn, and it disrupted the levitation of her saddlebag.
I mean, yeah, it can be true, but in the Pony universe, if you have a list of ice spells,
But for the race as a whole, that's one of the simplest spells they can cast.
I mean,
They pretty much all know it, so
if you think
therefore I
about
would say
that,
they tend to be decently adept at it. But the proficiency they have with that spell is similar to Pegasus learning to fly. There are some that can cast it better, and some that are
Yeah.
worse.
so yeah, if I think about that right, all the spells in LP universe are concentration spells, except maybe the home beam.
There's some that's instantaneous, like the horn beam. You fire it once and it's done. Usually, unless you hold the beam and continue to wave it like a laser back and forth. In that case, it would be concentration as you maintain it. The
Yeah.
beam.
I've been noted again, as he acknowledged. Granted, concentration on various paths have different levels of difficulty. Modern skills wizards can maintain concentration on two separate paths, and long as most of them are easy. Concentration on multiple advanced paths is the hallmark of a true veteran wizard. I hear the best of our cards, that I thought for the million could probably maintain concentration on as much as 4 or 5 advanced paths simultaneously, and have enough reserve or magic to pay for all of those paths at the same time. I mean, if you think about that, that is the thing that you can combine spells into one spell.
That too, yeah. Just kind of do a little mix and matching.
I mean, wait, that's kind of what the phenomenon does, as well.
It's what Starlight Glimmer pulled off once. I remember seeing that she was combining multiple spells that she looked up to try to basically invent a new spell that was an advanced form of mind control.
Yeah.
So yes, they can be mixed and matched. Magic in Equestria is probably similar to cooking. The results you get depends upon all the ingredients that was put in it.
And depends on how much you stuffed before as well.
If you are combining multiple spells into something new, it probably would cost more upfront and to maintain.
Or you can cook up something really good and it can be cheaper. Not here easy. As my face is fascination. Not sure that it is. No, but he didn't. Indeed he does. My face confirmed. I think to understand that more to say he did eat it. I said that many myths and legends about the guy that grew over the years. And how wise he was. No, he wasn't. He just threw everyone he didn't like into a portal.
Read the next sentence.
Some legends passed about him maybe existed that I made up. Yep.
That's what happens when you get to a mythical status. You may be well remembered across history, but accurately, not always the case.
And once again, the winners write their history, so if you can't time travel, you can't be certain that everything is true. Your estimate can, it is not though, and could very likely surprise you, even if your expectations of him are very high. No, listen, I acknowledge with a blackly mystified expression on my face. Well then, he has shut down the whole ahead of us. Shall we, my lady? As he dips his pedal up. As far as we should assume, I don't know who worked with this organization before. I think it is still a bit of a risk to assume either of their forms, considering the fact that maybe they are all down there, but known to be elsewhere. I think that is less of a risk compared to a random force, to other random forms. If we do this, I should mention that Maze will root was just pony, a valuable skinny unicorn. I will take Maze then. My face volunteered. I know how to fight without my magic if I have to. If I have to. That's a mistake.
That's supposed to be just a 2-0? Okay.
That should be 1-0.
Magic if I have to.
Plus, I got a few useful relics with me in my cloak.
Good catch.
As for you, you said as long as your alternate form also have a horn, then you can maintain your access to magic, and that includes casting your transformation spell again, if you need to. I was thinking along the same line. I agree. In this case, role-playing wise, you need to know that Maze seems to be a dumb road. He asked stupid questions, did stupid things, and he was obedient. Right. It is likely because he doesn't respond to make the smart decisions. Game bad. If we are not being observed by anyone else, then feel free to act any way you want. When we are around others who might know them, no, then I wanted you to know they are probably expecting you. No problem. My parents acted confidently. I can be a good actor when I need to. I mean, yeah, you are literally luring her into being in love with you. With your act.
Well, if you're following the example of the Doctor, he was a pretty good performer.
I mean, he is the Prince Charming. As for you, I say another make up some. I think it was transforming you into a diamond dog. There's no other form I can think of which might be expected down there. I mean, you could cast him into a crystal. Because we know that you are able to transform anyone into unmoving objects as well.
Crystals.
I should warn you that I don't know any specific individual who will actually with this gang. So I'm firing my choice at the specific point. On the specific point. I shake my head. We can expect you are no, they have never met before. That's what it of to that, and they have no expectations for you other than the one they hold for the entire species. I mean, if they meet one of them, then already will be a problem because the Nemandos are territorial, and they know the sound over each and every one of them. I'm gonna assume. And they will be well defending on the territory if they see a random Diamond appearing on their own mine that they found. Right?
You're quite likely correct on both points. The fact that they're territorial, they really did seem to be in the one example they appeared in. And as a dog canine species, they very likely have a very good sense of smell. And are somewhat reliance on that too, even on a cultural level. Like using scent as a form of communication sometimes.
Yeah. This is probably from this idea. There's something in me like no cows, and that was I there. But it looks like he got many objects to his fan. I mean, he can. He says he shifts his eye to his league. See what he thinks of this proposal. It's either that or you stay here. Oh, you cunning prince. Oh, you cunning prince. There's no way he would say that he was staying here. There is no way he is saying that. I mean, there's no way he's saying anything, but
That he won't always insist for his partner to go either. He can be commanding, but he can also give his friends a choice.
yeah, but he is the hero god. The god is
Right.
not gonna say that. Oh yeah, I'm staying here.
I just feel like it. My legs are tired.
Yeah. Then my opinion to be talking about the god. Because it is no situation say that you will have trouble fitting in where we are going. The expression Martin as he goes on to say. This particular proposal has a few merited advantages too. First of all, it fits something. He said as he gestured down the hall. So you being in this form is not suspicious. Apparently Diamond knows natural thought or work to say it's a pride. As a result, it will be less adjustment for you since you normally work a pride. I mean, they are not fully a pride, they are very much like they are very bad posture. Like this.
Diamond dogs have gotten all fours if they're running.
Yeah. Do not, however, that Diamond is perpetuate on all fours. If they are moving with haste. You have some note in acceptance. There are other advantages to the race as well, which expect you will gain during your transformation. Then with a slight strength of uncertainty, as he entered at me. He then looked back at the big guy and said, for sure you will acquire the physical capabilities. Those, among the other things, being exceptionally grandiose. Your hearing and smell will also be acute. Yeah, you will have a cute smell. After that, 11 but no, it's pretty tough. And possess exceptional stamina. He let go by his eye slightly and nodded approval. I think Homer's span includes more than just form, I informed. It includes the instincts of the species in question too. If I transform all of us into birds, for example, I shake my head. She realized shaking her head. It would take us long. It wouldn't take us long for us to learn how to fly. other than form in the baby thing. I mean, definitely it will take you long for you to learn, because otherwise you would set it on the ground and die.
It didn't take Rarity long to learn how to fly as a breezy. And as for Pinky, it's just we're not gonna question her. She could have figured it
Objection?
out.
Fine.
I don't remember Spike was among that group at that moment.
No, but Spike had problems with learning to fly.
He wasn't transformed with the spell. This spell.
No, he wasn't. But he does have the instinct of the pieces, right?
He transformed in a more natural way, so he has to learn in a more natural way. You could argue his instincts did help, which is why it occurred at the rate it did instead of slower. He did fly immediately in one episode too, just less coordination compared to later.
I mean, just like Twilight.
Yeah.
I mean, who had more trouble learning to fly? I would say Twilight. No, Twilight had more problems with landing.
It seems so. And likely also complex maneuvers.
Yeah. But once Spike learned how to fly, he became more accustomed to it than Twilight ever was.
Under Rainbow's tutelage, I remember seeing Twilight doing loop-de-loops in the air.
Yeah? And then she learned from the math. She learned from Rainbow Crash.
Right. Like Launchpad with Beck.
Oh, nice! I think you'll come back to me. Let's become a trophy. I mean, will Claw, come in Claw because you are what? Then you said it's Melagon. So how about it, Bingo? I'm coming with us and I'm alone. But thank you. But the two of us are into danger without you. Are you doing your job or are you not? Answering the last question first, have some check itself. The lift one finger to indicate if press option 1. Yeah, I hate when somebody does this. When they are asking opposite questions. Opposite yes and no questions. So you can't answer with a yes or no. Because then they are gonna ask again. Usually when someone is asking like this, I usually answer the first question. Are you coming down with us on a diamond door? Yes. Or staying down here with the two of us charging to a danger without you. Which one?
Oh, in that case, yeah.
Yeah, but by the time you said yes, he finished the second part of the question. And he was only thinking about the second part at that point. So you have to actually answer with full sentence that, yes, I'm coming with you. So once again, I hate when they do this. Ask, do you want to come with us at the diamond or not? There you go. You want to come with us at the diamond door? My pins double check. Let's go some nods. What about our equipment? I pins decided. That's a little better than me. Will they change too? They can, but they don't have to. Answer. The transformation can even include new equipment. But if you're not, you have to wear it at all times. But it will not back to its true form. So take control of right now. I mean, we can fire crossbow bolts and die. Furthermore, I can see an engineer with this pal.
And actually,
Yeah,
she meant was if the crossbow and bolts was created by the transformational spell, it would disappear as soon as it's fired.
yeah, but if they have bolts, and if she makes a crossbow, then it can still fire those bolts.
Yeah, correct. If you get other bolts, then you can fire them. But if you toss the crossbow itself, it will vanish if it came from the transformational spell.
It is a little bit nuanced, so if they have a staff and they hit elements with that, it's not disappearing. But if they let go of the staff, it disappears immediately.
Yeah, it's kind of part of your body with the spell.
So it is a very nuanced conjuration spell.
Right.
Not fully conjuration. Because then it will stay in form until they dispel it.
It has to remain attached to somewhere.
So it is more like physical I blanked out. I completely blanked out. It is not really enchantment. What will it be? Will they fully change form? So it is yeah, it's transformation. But why am I blanking out? It's always transformation. It's not
Yeah,
conjuration.
it's similar to the T-1000. The only way he has projectiles is if he actually carries a gun, and it doesn't transform with him. It was actually stuck on the prison bars, which you had to twist to get through. Um, in his specific case, though, when a piece of him was torn off, it temporarily held an alternate form, but eventually reverted back to liquid.
Yeah. It should be noted that if I don't add an equipment, if you don't alter the equipment, then this will happen. I'm not finding the picture. Yeah, that's fine. This will happen.
You can imagine the other way around too. If you go too small, then the clothes get really baggy.
Yeah. The new phone might not be able to wear it. Yeah. If I turn us into fish, for example, then we die. Then it is unlikely we will still be able to wear all this gear, especially underwater. Very well then, that being said, I will take the risk and keep flying this slow. It can disguise itself anyway. That's what with enchantment. If I turn it into the same color as Mink's hide, it can blend in. That will also mean I will maintain access to other equipment inside of it. So I would assume it's more like all the cartoon characters who can just move their fur and get anything out of it.
Biggs probably looks similar to Big Mac, by the way, who is A large stallion, and B, Biggs was also red.
Yeah? It's amazing. I mean, I understand that it might be one of the ancestors. We don't know how far we are back.
You might be correct, actually. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't mean too far back. No, it cannot mean because Keter is already there, so that means Polymere is there as well.
Oh, this definitely predates Ponyville by a long shot.
I mean, not Polymere itself, but the farm.
Oh, that too. Well, unless you mean the Orchards Farm,
Yeah, the orchard
that
farm,
could
yeah.
that could have been around for a while.
I mean, those things need a lot of time to go.
Mm-hmm.
As for Cub, I think keep some or all of his weapons. I think they will look towards the plate, but I might look. I think they will, but sure. They tend to have a wild look on them anyway, and they have some warriors too. We are making all of this particular form, so they may have no expectations for him, the individual that you said earlier. Ah, sure, they will be wary of him because it's a random diamond look, and now you are giving them another reason why they will be wary of him. I'm gonna assume he has a big metal axe to begin with. Did you ever say what weapons he has before?
Not yet.
Also reaches forward to grab his left shoulder, get his attention. When he succeeds, grabs his head, concerned towards me, while maintaining his hold again to his lead at his rest. Are you sure we should trust her with this? You know why I am my nose. I mean, it's not out of question if Custom can do telepathic talking with his leash. He doesn't know if it's possible or not, but it's not out of question.
That seemed to be what he asked because of his expression and
Yeah,
gestures.
but still, he might be actually asking this telepathically. Or, or, the prince is kind of an expert. Just like his ancestor was. Then, you have something that wouldn't even need to start telepathically. I know what you are thinking of. And yet then the boy is a little smile right now. And defender of Aggressio. My face informs his bodyguard with slightly firm look to his eyes and tone of his voice. I do trust her, my loyal friend. Aside from that, my skills are major assets right now, and they can certainly come in handy later, and we get close to taking down our quarry. I think of some sign that he is Lily's shoulder. He may started to accept this for some reason, but he knows his acceptance with me. And to say, I don't trust her, but I do trust you. Besides, I sworn my to follow and protect you, come what may. He looks at me and give me a firm nod of acceptance into invite. Trust your span. I am ready. XP fair spoon in nothing this exchange. Why does Captain not trust me? What have I done in the future to earn his ire? I mean, now that I think about it, it would be funny in the to make a mute caster. A mute mage.
Oh, that could be a problem.
Yeah, because most of the spells need random component.
You might be able to make the same argument about a caster without arms to make gestures. Or even if they do have arms, but it's difficult to move them, similar to Doctor Strange in that movie.
Or even better, when they are not completely mute, just can't talk normally. So instead of saying fireball, they were like, ugh!
I do know one person, in fact, you do too, that was so heavily dyslexic he has a problem speaking now.
Yes.
It does seem like he has no trouble understanding others, though. I don't say that for sure, but I suspect that's the case. He was able to answer questions, barely.
Yeah, it's more like what comes out is not what he wants to come out.
Right. Under
Yeah.
that circumstance, you would have a trouble as a caster. Then.
I mean, yeah, that's why he's not casting any new stories anymore.
Right.
No, it isn't right. Both my prince and his bodyguard are clearly heroes, and heroes wouldn't go out of the way to protect the would-be future villain. Right? I mean, you know there are anti-heroes as well. You don't have to be a villain. No, surely not. He said even if it was going to be true, that is not the path I want any longer. My wonderful friend has opened my eyes to forget and approximating. They are out there in existence. It was becoming a fellow hero, too. With me to get to say with my lord. One way or another, I prove I was keeping around. I mean, I show them that I am working, assisting a major timeline shift. Just to keep me around. I mean, that would be funny. And once again, I said it is possible to get you an adventure later on and then delete your memory of it. I love my page, and it is obvious to me that they are listening to me together. We are listening to me together. At the time, I don't think that way. Come with me. Surely fate will prove I am right eventually. Surely not. I mean, once again, it's Doctor Who episode. Anything is possible. You can be his role if you want to.
Alright, so what'd you think of the chapter?
I mean, if she went with Prince Charming. Now, even I am now calling him Prince Charming. With another stuff. I mean, at least with that you know who I'm talking about. She would definitely not turn out how she turns out. Unless she dies. But we know what fate is gonna be. That he is gonna forget that he even existed.
That he told her that up front from the start. And then also explained why he's giving her these new memories now, but will take them away later.
And after everything is fine, he's gonna go back into the point of, oh, I have all the ingredients, I just have to step into this cocoon and stay in there.
This paragraph is basically proving him right. He is changing because of his experiences with him.
Yeah.
And in this way, I'm trying to illustrate why, because of those changes, she's actually being more cooperative with the heroes here. But there is a selfish intention behind it.
I mean, you know what would be funny?
What?
If she would go with him, and Mirage would have no other way to keep herself alive but by turning into Chrysalis and taking her place in time.
Wow. I can't write off the possibility because she's there. And Mirage is, at least as far as you know, capable of the same things as her mother. And to some degree, some things she can do better. Um, like some changeling stuff. She's just significantly way better at that. But Chrysalis also has advantages over her daughter, or at least normally because Chrysalis is much, much older than the rest of her hive. And there's a reason for that.
I mean, because she is the first one. But now she isn't.
That's kind of true, yeah.
This
And
is,
even Mirage has been altered thanks to the symbiote.
yeah, this is literally the thing of which was earlier, the chick or the egg.
Right.
I mean, it says here,
In this time
both.
period, Mirage is the only true changeling right now. Crackle hasn't done that yet.
Yeah, and fate can be changed. Whoever is stepping inside that cocoon with all the ingredients is gonna be Chrysalis. Nobody said
Uh,
that it has to be her. Oh, what if it's her mother? that, that would change things.
what if
And her
it's...
mother surely knows what her daughter looks like.
Yep. Um, that's not the default form anymore as the changeling.
Yeah, but
It's also why she changed her name.
anything is
She still rem-
possible. It's a,
she
it's a
still
timeline.
remember she still remembers her original name and form, which is why I think she later on assumed it, plus used that name. She knows that, like, wait a second, Crackle was supposed to be over there. Like, no, this was her form, so she cannot be mimicking anyone else unless it's done by coincidence.
Yeah,
Like Bonbon and Bonbon and Bonbon and Bonbon.
yeah, there's no it's gonna happen. But it would be funny if someone else is gonna become Chrysalis.
Oh, geez, if she disguised herself as Bonbon, the other villagers are looking at her like, which one are you of Bonbon?
I mean, no, I mean, know that in Canterlot, the Momon was not called Momon.
Sweetie
Yeah,
drops.
different, yeah.
Although is that a code name? Special Agent Sweetie Drops? That's what you said.
No, no, there was
That might...
another Momon that was looked like her, but wasn't. Either of them.
Okay.
But yeah. I mean, it can still happen that you are making yours and this is not Chrysalis as well, but someone who is obsessed with transformation.
Well, for now, we do know that she desires to follow him because he just suddenly proposed a better alternative to existence. Something that's way more exciting. Being with him, and he goes out there to do exciting things too.
Yeah,
It,
it would be funny if the priest and custom would have made a mistake and oh yeah, this is definitely is Chrysalis and a small one and the pony. And they didn't know that it was someone else, somebody else.
this chapter got pretty technical too. At one point, where it was explained the details of the spell. As far as your thoughts about that, though, you pretty much already said it as you're reading.
Yeah.
It's something to keep in mind as the chapter continues forward, so that you know what the strengths and weaknesses are as well.
I mean, they didn't say which one they are gonna use. They haven't
Uh,
chosen.
well,
They chose the
the Prince of
forms,
all,
but they didn't change if they are going to use the constellation or the continuous path.
the Prince is going to turn into Biggs, simulate Biggs form, and the Crackle will take Wedge, and then there's like a random uh,
Yeah, I know
Diamond
that
Dog for Curve.
they choose the forms, but they didn't choose if they are using upcast or not.
Right.
I mean, we will definitely know if the constellation is broken or not.
Right.
Because if they are using the normal concentration path, they are gonna turn back as soon as they get in the radius of the crystal.
Yeah. If you do the upkeep one, you have to continue paying for it, but you also have more control as the time goes on. There's also the weakness of the concentration. Like if you get knocked around, you might be knocked out of the spell. And if she loses concentration, they all revert
Yeah,
because she was the one supplying the transformation.
and yeah, they don't need to be knocked out. They just have to look at the kryptonite.
It just occurred to me there's a detail she didn't mention. Like how far they can wander away from her and still maintain their transformation.
I would say if they use the upcast version, there is no limit.
Probably yeah. I mean yeah. If there's without range limit, if you do the upfront cast where you supplied a bunch of mana to it,
Yes,
one of them could teleport to the other end of the planet and still maintain the transformation.
I mean Flash was definitely using the upkeep one that needs the concentration, and because I remember saying don't go that far from me.
As you see, there's pros and cons both ways. She's got options
Yeah,
as long as she has the mana to supply it for it.
I'm gonna call it now. They are gonna get found out because of Carson being there at the diamond door.
Okay.
Or or Mace and Match being there as well.
There's a possibility the gang's not intimately familiar with every single Diamond Dog that's down there, but the Diamond Dogs are a different story. You probably have a point there about them being territorial. If you do come up as a stranger Diamond Dog, they'll recognize them as a stranger.
I mean, what if it just comes like this and they go down, there's a guard. Yeah, Moose, hey, Rex and Mace are here. They look at Rex and Mace, who are already inside the room. Okay, let them in.
Potentially, they can assume it's just another Diamond Dog that got hired.
Yeah, probably.
And both the Diamond Dogs and the gang can think that the other gang had hired him.
I mean, once again, that's the reality.
Yeah. Yeah, they get sensitive about their territory because of the.
You too can go in. You stay here.
They'd be especially sensitive about the territory if there's valuable gems there, and we definitely know this mine has some, which again would certainly interest the Diamond Dogs.
Yeah. So there were no cooking camps at all.
But you agree with Crackle, right? Insofar as the Diamond Dogs might have trouble digging through solid stone.
Yeah.
I have seen them do that to some limited capacity. I remember them wandering into a cave, rarely drawing X's around, and they were able to dig through some stone, but I still think they have a limit. I mean, if you're trying to dig through 18 feet of solid stone, eventually I think they would wear out their claws. Which is why even they would need tools, and I don't think they are normally proficient with those. I think they're capable of it. If they were trained how to wield a pickaxe, they could do it because they got hands.
I'm just preparing for the next one, even though. Oh yeah, Because obviously we won't be able to do it soon again. Because tomorrow it's gonna be Hotel of Justice. But yeah, we couldn't do anything about YouTube. YouTube was having a job.
That's a glitch that's not occurred before. That I recall.
I mean, it has, but yeah.
During one of our recordings, did it happen then?
What?
Did it happen during one of our recordings before, or at least the attempt to do it so?
I mean,
That I don't recall. But you've done more videos than I've ever watched, so and some of them might have been halted because you couldn't upload to YouTube.
yeah, they were doing uploads, but not doing things.
There might have also been Twitch had maintenance issues at sometimes.
Yeah, that
Where
happened
it-
a lot
it
more.
locked-
That happened a lot
Oh, really?
more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Is it still recording right now?
Yeah, but we are gonna say goodbye to everyone. Thank you everyone for
Bye-bye.
watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Anyway, same time tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.